What's up, everybody? You know who it is. It's Pastor Have It All, and Sandman, the baller. Everybody starts with a crawl. So the taller you are, the harder you fall. But in the middle way, you play it straight laced. I say the date is in and the night's out. Don't be a clown unless you're doing it for God. Making a plan. I say I nod back and forth with M, but then again, I'm greater than him. So clean as a ham. Go.
So we're going to talk about peace issue with someone. And one of the things that we have been talking here is about the problem that we have as humanity to achieve peace. Because everybody know how difficult it is to achieve peace in the fourth continent. We know that that is a mission impossible. It's a mission impossible for us as human beings. Achieve peace in the fourth continent. And the way that we want to achieve peace is with imposition. A lot of people, they want to achieve peace saying that they can start a war to achieve peace. How are you going to achieve peace with a war? Destroying the life of a lot of people, etc. Destroying the soil, destroying the ground. Take more than 50 years to recover it after a bomb blow up in that place. So it's really complicated the situation when we try as human beings uh, talk about peace and achieve peace in the social condition that we are living. And you know that everybody's trying to become global now. The bank is trying to become global, the corporations are trying to become global. But when we talk about peace as human beings, it's a mission impossible. Diplomacy does not work because nobody wants to work in diplomacy since the time that President Kennedy was president. Nobody wants to talk about, how to develop good diplomacy, that churches can intervene, that
Listen to this man.
philanthropic groups, they can intervene. The first opposition that we find is the Homeland Security. Homeland Security say to non-profit groups, to Christian people, to Jewish people, to any kind of group, you can go, you cannot go. You can do this, you cannot do this. And the thing is that we have a lot of limitation to travel to a place and say we're going to call the moral responsibility of the people for peace in this region, and we're going to sacrifice everything. But the first impediment is the government saying to us, you cannot do it because you're going to risk your life, you're going to die if you do it. And maybe it's a good thing, but sometimes the goodwill of the people cannot grow up, because for that reason people say, no, even if I have interest in die for something, I cannot do it because other people are saying to us, we cannot do it. We're going to achieve peace with a war that is coming. And that's the only solution, that's the only way that we have some time to achieve peace. And it's a very expensive way to achieve peace.
Mm. Yeah, it's fascinating. Pastor Javier, he has been, really mobilizing a lot of people for President Trump because, he is our guy. I mean, a lot of people I know want to say that he's, like, oh, the missiles kept going after he stopped them and whatnot. But, I mean, how many lives did he save? We don't know. But I say again, thanks for the blessings, for the blessings that we don't see. You know,
Yeah.
I know it's, anyway, the thing is, right, the topic here we're kind of getting at is diplomacy, social conditioning, getting outside your comfort zone,
Yes.
understanding that whatever language you learned as a youth, is not always what is in tune with the new land you come to, right? Because, again, we're all, I mean, since Babel, right, our language was broken apart, right? We got English and, Esperanto now, the first artificial language that some people are actually born speaking. We have all different kinds of languages, obviously, Espanol and,
Yeah.
Japonés, so many, and that's the thing, right? It's like we all know you feel it inside yourself, right? That the divine, that you're not just another number, you're not just some random, accident. It might feel that way sometimes, but it's not true. It's not true. That your life here is beyond any word, any kind of description. Again, there's a divine purpose in your life.
Right.
And that. And then but it's hard because, when we go through our lives and whatnot, and, we try to, express that, or we try to, you might say, have that understood through some kind of craft or some kind of, work or different things. It might come off the wrong way. Oh, you brag. I mean, look at Trump again. People will come at him all the time because he's an egotistical whatever. But he's like,
but he's peaceful.
But he's a peaceful man,
And he tried to set up peace in Ukraine, And the violent people, they disapprove him, Especially the people,
They're afraid of him.
Military industry. People in the military industry that they want to sell weapons,
Yeah, and they're doing it all behind closed doors.
Exactly.
They can't face the public. They don't know what it is to be, on the street. They don't know what it's like to feel the heat anymore. They've built themselves an ivory tower where, they got the AC cooling them down to chill, where their pills are keeping them comatose, and they don't know what it's like to feel anything anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why, they hide and stay behind all those curtains and closed doors, and, there's a history of handshakes. But the global archive is being realized with every successful step we're taking, you see? And it's not just, what it seems, So the thing is, right, is that basically the social conditioning, right, many people know, right, there's a spiritual. People claim these days that, Deepak Chopra was a huge pioneer in bringing out the spiritual, the spiritual culture, the organizing spirituality, kind of claiming the spirit, outside of the rituals of religion. The rhythm of spirituality turns into a religion because people all want to dance. People want to sing. We want to celebrate our lives forever, siempre. Pero, these days, again, it's like the money, right, has really, the masters, right? Look, let me slow down a little bit here. Tell them.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, the impediment, that people cannot celebrate, peace in the natural way.
Yeah, the good old horizontal tango,
like
man.
The divine principles say, in the natural way, we are supposed to find a way to build a peace road between each other. Think about the pilgrim. The pilgrim, when they arrive here, they want to live in the Indian territory because they don't want to live in the territory where they have taxation, and the government was charging taxation to them. So they went to the Indian territory, and they say we need to achieve peace with the Native American, because to live in that part of the territory, they sometimes receive attack.
Look,
receive attack
because
they want to deal with each other. You know what I mean? They say it's better deal with the Indian people that sometimes they're going to attack us, but we can learn to deal with each other privately, and we don't have to deal with the government because they know the government going to take more.
Well, the
tax,
crown at
tax
that time,
money.
the crown, right?
Yeah, and at the same time, when later, Washington was part of won the Revolutionary War, they want to stay away in the Indian territory to save money because they say we don't have peace. We are not dealing with each other.
Yeah, man.
What happened is that the government is doing taxation. We are representation. Since that time, that phrase become popular because they say these people they are practicing taxation. We are representation, and for that reason they say it's better to deal with each other. They believe in self-government. They believe in have a gun, but believe in self-government. Don't be trusting in the police, or be trusting in the government, or be trusting in the federal government, be trusting in many, many, many different groups that they don't have any representation over us if we are peaceful people. If we are peaceful people, we don't need even law.
And it's tough.
Protecting us because we know what to do, we know how to live.
Mahatma Gandhi, he once was asked about what to do with Hitler. A lot of people don't, you should do your research on this because Gandhi wrote Hitler a number of letters, doing the best he could to compel him to, cease his insanity, cease his campaign for, the exclusive German people, right? Whatever, you know what I mean?
And revenge, and revenge.
And revenge. Yeah, exactly. Because Hitler obviously was Jewish. We know this, and he also had this crush on this Jewish girl in his teenage years that he never could, face. He could never ask her out. He needed to be brave and just face, rejection and whatnot. Anyway, look. But Gandhi was writing him letters, right? He was saying to him, cease and desist, stop your, whatever. But he was doing it in a very diplomatic, very, very eloquent language, and he was doing this much like the Dalai Lama has been writing the communist, Chinese government for many years as well. But that's the thing. He said, ultimately, there comes a point where, you have to go beyond the word and face, have the action, because that's why the still small voice, like Elijah, right after, he killed all the prophets of Baal, right after he'd already slain, right, and he says, God, just hate me, right, and God says, you've just begun, right, because that still small voice, a lot of times, again, it's, silence, this is one of those popular expressions. Silence is the language that God speaks, right? Prayer is talking to God, right, making some, some offering, making some love, something, right? And then God speaks to you in meditation when you're silent, when you open up to your environment and listen, instead of just, so it's a balance,
Yeah.
And getting back to Deepak Chopra for a second, he's really pioneered a lot of, claiming the organized spirituality. You got to check out so many of his books. I got to go read a lot more of his books, but everything I've read, some are really dense, some are really dense. The Last Prophet, is a little dense, but it's still very intriguing, I'll tell you that. It's about Muhammad, So anyway, what we're going to do here is we're going to finish up on social conditioning later on, because you got to understand, right? It's like the Matrix. Understand that, right? We're born into a context that says this is what life is, but there's still more. You got to go outside the door, see what's outside, but go inside to realize that the programming that was placed in your environment is just there sometimes to keep you safe, but sometimes just to get money out of you too. So there's a balance, but again, you are chosen to break free from your environment and become the divine, that you understand is inside of you, know.
Because making movies great, but achieve peace is becoming a real mission impossible, because it's supposed to start from each one of us, first. You know what I mean?
Hey.
People don't have peace. They can know.
And you can come
peace,
now.
You know what I mean?
It's definitely
peace.
better,
Yeah.
to be with us here now than
Because as soon they have an atomic bomb, even only one, they feel that they can achieve peace with one atomic bomb. In reality, they're not going to achieve peace. They're going to start another war, and as soon as someone drop one bomb, another person going to say, I'm going to drop 3, or I'm going to drop 5, or I'm going to drop 10. And we have country with 100 atomic bombs, and still they say that that's not enough. China is working in the production right now of atomic bomb, more atomic bomb. You say, we have enough atomic bomb right now to destroy the entire
what are we even doing? What are we doing with all the energy, all the different chemicals? We have to bury them, and then people say, "Well,
ridiculous!
It's leaking out different places. The what's it called? The plutonic,
right?
The Pluto, whatever. All those energies, keeps leaking out, because once it gets to a place where it's used for a weapon, we can't really, you can't use it for heating up the houses anymore. So that's why, again, it's like, like you're saying, we prevent those things from happening.
Yeah.
Right. And thank God that,
it's a mission
earth,
impossible.
Right.
Mission impossible.
From now.
For that reason, Rogan, Rogan is saying
for always, forever. You know?
Rogan, that he's an atheist, he's saying only Jesus can fix this world. He's saying, joking about Jesus. I don't like the joke with Jesus,
No,
but
yeah.
but he's saying joking. He's saying, I think only Jesus can fix this world
You
in
know,
the way that it is right now.
Jesus is the only one.
Nobody going to fix it
the
because
only
diplomacy it is
Yeshua
doing too
son,
little because
of
it's
Israel.
too late to learn to swim. It's too late to learn to swim. We are not working on
So
diplomacy.
Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Allah.
Yeah.
I love it. I said I'm never above it unless soul goes below. So let's go
Exactly.
rowing that boat back to the dream lucidly.
We are supposed to work on diplomacy in good time, because if not, it's too late to learn to swim. Sometimes you cannot solve problem because it's too late. It's too late right now to learn to swim. It's too late. They're fighting with each other, and you don't know when they're going to trigger the first atomic bomb. But it's gonna be soon.
Yeah, that's why. Listen to Paul K. Chappelle.
If nobody talk about peace, nobody. It's very destructive. Every century we have the same problem. Every century. 20th century was the same thing with Russia. Right now in the 21st century we have the same problem too. With other countries, China. I think it's worse.
So yes, thank you. Remember to subscribe and smash that like button, and we'll catch you next time. Much love. Peace.